Good evening, everybody. At this time, we'll call our public meeting to order. Could we all please stand and salute the flag? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Jamie, if you could please read the sunshine statement and call the roll.
Be advised that proper notice has been given by the Township Council in accordance with the Sunshine Law in the following manner. Notice advertised in the Burlington County Times and Camden Courier Post on January 6, 2023, and posted on the bulletin board on the same date. Mrs. Apiadu? Mr. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Jenny?
Here.
Mr. Lyon?
Here.
Mr. Burrell?
Here. Thank you very much. First up tonight, best part of the job is a presentation of proclamation to U.S. Army Vietnam veteran Crespo, right? Crespo? Good. Awesome. So we'll have you stand in the front. We'll have the mayor and council come on down.
Barker with this microphone. Come on down.
Is this a Bob Barker microphone or what?
The biggest one ever sold.
That's it.
As long as you don't hit me with it.
We're on video, sir. Thank you very much, though. So as Council President Burrell said, this is perhaps our favorite thing to do. So I have a proclamation that I like to read these because I don't know that everybody, especially those folks that might not have known all the things that the veteran that we salute, they might not have known these things about them. So if you'll indulge us for a moment, I'd like to read this proclamation. And it begins, whereas on July 1969, First Sergeant Jose D. Crespo started his enlistment with the United States Army, receiving training at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, as an infantryman and advanced individual training at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, as an artilleryman. Whereas after training in 1969, First Sergeant Jose D. Crespo was deployed to Vietnam, where he served as an artilleryman with the Charlie Battery, 1st Battalion, 30th Field Artillery, 1st Cavalry Division. And whereas after completing his tour, First Sergeant Crespo returned home, finishing out his term of enlistment at Fort Dix, New Jersey in January of 2007, after 10 years of faithful service to the United States Army and 26 years to the Army National Guard. And whereas, hold on tight, during his time with the United States Army and Army National Guard, First Sergeant Crespo earned numerous awards and accolades to include, but not limited to, the Air Medal with 2 stars, Army Good Conduct Medal, Armed Forces Reserve Medal, Army Reserve Components Achievement Medal, Vietnam Service Medal with 2 stars, National Defense Medal, Army NCO Professional Development Medal with 3 devices, Army Service Medal, Army Overseas Medal, Republic of Vietnam Campaign Medal, National Guard Good Conduct Medal, National Guard Merit Award with 2 bronze oak leaf clusters and 2 silver oak leaf clusters, National Guard State Service Award, National Guard Desert Storm Ribbon, Army Presidential Unit Citation, Republic of Vietnam Gallantry Cross Unit Citation, Republic of Vietnam Civil Action 1C Palm Unit Citation, Sharpshooter Badge with M14 bar, and Expert Badge with Grenade and M16 bars. And whereas First Sergeant Jose D. Crespo continues to serve his community as a life member of VFW Post 3020 for over 40 years, life member of the American Legion for over 30 years, and life member of the Vietnam Veterans of America Chapter 899 for over 18 years. And whereas it is with great respect and appreciation that we pay special tribute to First Sergeant Jose D. Crespo, United States Army, as an outstanding veteran who has devoted himself to serve our country. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed on this day, August 8th, 2023, I, Gary Katrenbone, Mayor of Delran Township, on behalf of the entire council and the citizens we serve, do hereby express our appreciation to First Sergeant Jose D. Crespo for his service to our country and the citizens of the United States of America, and do hereby commend him for his acts of bravery in the fight on terrorism and securing democracy. We wish First Sergeant Crespo continued success and safety in all his future endeavors, and welcome home.
I'd like to thank Mayor, Council for making this a special day for me. I got my family and friends. What else can I ask for? Okay, so I appreciate it very much. I'm a very sentimental Puerto Rican.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I really do
Congratulations.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, brother. Love you. Love you, brother. Hi, bro. Yeah, hi.
And we're not live. All right, folks, next up, our ordinance on first reading. This is ordinance 2023-15, the ordinance of the Township of Delran, County of Burlington, State of New Jersey. Just one second. Where we at? Amending various sections of the municipal code of the Township of Delran to remove references to the sewer authority, which is no longer in existence. So I'll entertain a motion in a second.
So moved.
Second.
Jamie, could you call the roll, please?
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye, the ayes have it. Motion carries. The ordinance is introduced. Next up is ordinance 2023-16, an ordinance of the Township of Delran, County of Burlington, State of New Jersey, establishing policy for property tax exemption on dwelling houses of 100% total disabled veterans or surviving spouses. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion. I'll second.
Jamie?
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye, the ayes have it. Motion carries. The ordinance is introduced. Next up is ordinance 2023-17, an ordinance of the Township of Delran, County of Burlington, State of New Jersey, repealing Article 3, property maintenance by creditors, sections 257-19 to 257-23, and establishing Article 3, vacant and abandoned properties, section 257-19, registration of foreclosing mortgages and vacant property of the municipal code of the Township of Delran. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Jamie, please.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. The ayes have it. Motion carries. The ordinance is introduced. Next up is our consent agenda. Does council have any objections to the items there? No. This time I'll entertain a motion to adopt.
I make a motion. Second.
Jamie?
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Jenny?
Aye.
Mr. Lyon?
Aye.
Mr. Burrell?
Aye. The ayes have it. Motion carries. The consent agenda is adopted and the items within. And now time for our reports. First up, as we always do, is representatives from our emergency services. A couple folks here. So first up, anyone from the fire department, fire commissioners?
It's okay with you, Mr. President. I'll wait for the public. report.
Sure.
So
Not a
it's
problem.
kind of smoother.
Not a problem. Anyone from EMS? This is Martin Attire,
This
yes.
is how cold it's in my office all day, just so you guys know. Good evening, thank you. Just coming off a great night out with Delran Night Out. We were very happy to be a part of that that night and a great success. For July, we had 260 requests for services. We're projected about 300, so we're a little bit lower, which means people are behaving. People aren't doing some stupid things. So we're only 87% of what we projected for that. Out of July, we had 159 patient contacts, and out of that, we transported 122 of those, and we had 4 standbys, which meaning we did some type of public service where they kind of asked us to stand by for a little bit. One good note is we did have 1 CPR save this last month in July, and it comes in perfect timing because we just bought brand new Zoll AED 3 Plus, which is the newest state-of-the-art for defibrillation, giving feedback during the CPR while we're doing it to make sure we're doing high-quality CPR is most effectively and stuff like that. So great, we have that success story. Obviously, our fiscal year just started July 1st. We want to just, again, thank you for the support of the insurance through the ambulances for the motor vehicle insurance and the LoSAP continuation. Other than that, we are 100% self-sufficient on our funding. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate everything you do. Next up, we have a report from our administrator, Joseph Bolina. Joe?
Thank you, Mr. President. The MS4 storm drainage requirements have just gotten a little more challenging for us. The state has adopted some additional measures that we all have to abide by. There'll be annual training for elected officials. That in itself isn't new, but we'll probably have it next meeting as a workshop, right? So we'll probably do it then. We'll show a video, and I'll ask our engineer to go through and summarize what some of these changes are. Some of them might be the number of times that we have to sweep our streets during the course of the year. That will likely result in a much sooner purchase of a new street sweeper. We have to adopt an ordinance that enforces the DEP regs for private salt storage facilities. Many private landscapers who perform snow removal might have to, this will impact them. We have to map and inspect each and every storm basin in the town. We have over 500 of those. So that's going to keep someone very busy. We'll have to make storm drainage improvements to some degree, not yet known how deep that must be at where we keep the leaves and brush. And for our scrap tires and all types of salt materials, liquid, have to be covered in a permanent structure. So there'll be more on that in, the days ahead. So, but next week we'll probably start with one of the videos that we all have to watch, and that includes the planning and zoning boards too. So there you have it.
Another unfunded mandate. Welcome. Okay, great. Next up, from our clerk, Jamie Eggers. Jamie, anything?
No, I have no report, thank you.
Great. Next up, our mayor, Mayor Katrenbaum.
Yes, thank you, Council President. So first, we'd like to obviously, once again, say congratulations to First Sergeant Jose Crespo. There's a couple of quick points. One is we have a lot going on in the traffic and construction department here around town. Many sections around the town have been disrupted due to road and infrastructure work, and we thank the residents who are actually impacted directly by the traffic and the ensuing trash issues that come with some of those closures. And I remind everyone that these infrastructure upgrades are there to continue to keep Delran in great shape. Also, a big thank you to the folks at our very well-received Delran Night Out. Thanks to all the RAC members, their chairman, Colin Rafferty, Council President Burrell, and also the many volunteers who always help to make a great night. I especially want to thank the police and all the first responders, fire and EMS that are making a difference for the residents. And lest we forget, the Public Works management and staff who work so hard to get everything ready and then organize the cleanup afterward and do a great job. And finally, we are in a building that has been freshly painted. And initially, we were looking to save some money on painting the municipal building on the outside by asking Public Works to do the painting. And now I think we made the absolute right choice because I think they did an amazing job. I thank them for their effort and professionalism in handling this job, something we can all point to as a great improvement to the look of this building. And that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Next up, we have a report from our solicitor, Mark Tappan. Anything?
Council President, no report.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Finally, reports from members of council. First up is Councilman Marlo Smith.
Yes, a couple quick items. Again, just wanted to thank First Sergeant Jose Crespo for his service, another Vietnam veteran. As I mentioned at previous meetings, it's definitely a highlight being able to recognize those in our communities that give back and continue to give back even after their service to the country. So kudos to him and his family. It was great to see all of them out supporting him. Secondly, also wanted to, as the mayor mentioned, thank all the volunteers, all the first responders, the police, that all the folks in Public Works that helped out with the Delran Night Out. It was a fantastic event. Tons of people everywhere. Kids had a great time. I know I saw a lot of people over there at the dunk tank. Pretty interesting. So I really, I think you have to be pretty brave to get one of those things. But anyway, I think that was just a fantastic event, and just great to see the town come together. And lastly, we are winding down summer, but just be careful out there. There are students that are going to the high schools as they're preparing for their fall sports. A lot of them leave, in the morning, so you might be going on your commute, and they might be riding their bikes or skateboarding or whatever. I've seen a few, doing all kinds of stuff out there. So just be careful as you're driving, especially down like Conroe towards the high school. And that's in the report.
Great. Thank you, Councilman. Next up is Councilman Lynn Jenny.
Thank you, Council President. I have a few things. Absolutely congratulations to Jose Crespo, a Vietnam Army veteran. Thank you to all that contributed their time to making Delran Night Out a success. Special thanks to Colin Rafferty and Tyler Burrell for their leadership and just plain hard work. And it was great. All of our emergency services and public works individuals were there, and they genuinely enjoyed being there and were there for our community. And I think our community also very much appreciated that. We do have some information going on with the Delran Green Team. Congrats to Paul Taylor. He's a new member. It was mentioned at our work session. I wanted to congratulate him in our public session. Paul has been coming to meetings and working with Green Team, and he's another valued member. Reminder, tomorrow night, August 9th, at 6:30 p.m. at the Friendship Park, we'll have a session at 6:30 on how to make lantern fly traps. If you want to be there, they're going to put some together, and you can see how it's done and maybe take one home. There's a trucks challenge also that the Green Team has initiated. We have to gather 500 pounds of plastic. This is the plastic that it cannot be recycled in your recycling bin. For example, it can if you see the package will stretch, like your toilet tissue wrapping around all the paper or around paper towels, that plastic stretches a little bit. Any kind of plastic like that, plastic that usually wrapped around your newspaper when it's delivered, it's on your information sheet from the county. It tells you what can be, what can't be recycled. But the goal is to get 500 pounds. And once we get 500 pounds, trucks will make a bench out of recycled material, and we'll be able to put it in one of our parks. And we'll continue to do that as much as possible. Right now, I think there's a little over 10% already gathered. So if you have that, there is a drop-off point right at the municipality complex. What else? We have American Legion had a spaghetti dinner, was mentioned last meeting here. Attended. It was a nice dinner. It was good to support them, and I enjoyed being there. That's my report, Council President.
Great. Thank you, Councilman. Next up is our Vice President of Council, Tom Lyon.
Thank you, Council President. Just want to echo congratulations to Jose Crespo for everything he's done, service to our country. He was truly grateful of this. You could see it and hear it in his voice. And then my father, who was a World War II Marine, was disgusted by the way those people were treated coming back. So it's well deserved. And, just not to hit on everything about the Delran Night Out, but it was amazing. Thank you for everybody, especially the volunteers and all our employees. They did a great job. The kids were having a great time. Some of us big kids had a great time. So it really was nice. And it was a team effort, and a lot of effort and energy went into it. And it was a serious, serious success. So that's my report.
How are the fireworks, Councilman?
The fireworks were very lovely, thank you.
We saw you dancing up
Me, I don't dance.
there. Either way. All right, thank you, Tom. For my remarks, also want to congratulate First Sergeant Crespo for his service. As Lynn, thanks for bringing this to the community and taking charge and making sure we recognize those who, the reason why we're here today. So it's always good to take some time to do that. Also want to thank everyone for the night out. I'd be remiss if I didn't say anything. I think it's safe to say it was a glowing success. Still working on the final numbers, but it's definitely more than last year. And we estimated, what, 4,000 last year? So chiefs, all the chiefs hopefully can agree on a number at some point. Would be great. But it's all seriousness, it was a great event. It was a glowing success. And really the reason why we do this Delran Night Out is really about bringing the community together for a wonderful time. It's something we didn't have here for many years. So we really, really love doing it. And the smiling faces of all the children, like I think Tom mentioned, really make it worth it and show that, you know, this is what a thriving community really is. And make no mistake, we go big or we go home here in Delran with our event. I think, and we stand by that 100%. Of course, you can go to a nearby town, and I'm sure they have something, but I'll put our event up against them, you know, any day of the week. And I'm proud to say I think we got one of the best events around. You don't have to take my word for it. I wrote down a couple comments. We got some emails from residents, so I like to just recognize some of those comments real quick. Michelle said it was a nice to feel a sense of community for a change. Thank you, Delran. You guys did a great job. This other resident, I can't get over how well done the event was. Every detail attended to, and it gets better every year. Delran proud. Shannon wrote us, Tyler, this was a great event, living here for 20 years, and this is the first time I attended as we were away with our children. We had such a nice date night with my husband and I. Thank you for the town committee for putting this together. Scott wrote, it seemed to be a larger turnout than last year. The band was awesome. Special thanks to all the volunteers. And Christy wrote, I've been a part of many communities where I didn't feel like my hard-earned pennies went back to the community. I generally appreciated all the efforts you put into the planning of this event. I can only go off of how I felt, and it was nothing less than enjoyed. Thank you for everyone who took part in this. I don't read these comments to take a victory lap. I read them to remind us all why we do this, why we put in the time, why everyone in the room here, police, fire, EMS staff, council funds this, the mayor funds this. It's really for the greater good of the community, and it makes it all worth it at the end of the day. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank a handful of folks who put this together, a lot of folks, Colin Rafferty, chairman of the RAC, our secretary of the RAC, Melissa, and Jamie, all the volunteers that came out, police, fire, EMS, Public Works, and our administration, especially thanks to Kim in the front office there who helped make sure all our POs were all good. She did a fantastic job. And to mayor and council for always supporting and funding the event, and our donors and sponsors who made this happen. So with that, we look forward to next year and making it even a bigger and better success. But the RAC has their hands filled. We got the Winter Festival comes up pretty quick after this one, a couple months away. So you'll be hearing about that shortly. Thank you. Next up, we have public comment. So I'll entertain a motion to open the floor.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Our floor is now open. If you wish to speak, please raise your hand. You will be recognized. I gotcha. At this time, you can come up to the podium, state your name and address. The speaker has 5 minutes of time, and all statements are part of the record, cannot be redacted afterwards.
James Bowery, 16 Edgewood Avenue. First of all, on behalf of the chief and myself, we apologize. We haven't been to one of these meetings in a while, but it seems like every time we try to come here, we get a fire call. In fact, we were sitting in his office tonight, and 10 minutes before we got here, and the squirt, Chester Avenue's in Morristown, helping them with a structure fire. So we almost didn't make tonight's meeting either. Having said that, two things. The Delran Night Out, that was sort of our kickoff for recruitment, and we did give out a lot of literature, and people are coming to the station to meet us, and we actually had 2 that signed up, so we did get 2 new members that night. And 2 may not seem like a lot, but with a 3-man crew, that's almost a crew, so that is pretty good number, so. And we expect more people coming to the station, and we'll get more, so it's good for us. From my family standpoint, they all told me to tell you that they enjoyed it very much. As much as that was a good crowd, my wife, who has a respiratory illness and can't make it there, but she could see the fireworks from the back porch, Edgewood Avenue, enjoyed them. My daughter from Virginia came up and said that she wished her town had something like that. And my youngest daughter, who still lives in the town, said that she hoped you guys keep doing it because she enjoyed it. It was finally something to do in the town, so that's from her.
That's great.
That's
Thank
all
you.
I got, sir.
Thank you very much. Any other public comment, Sharon? Thank you, guys.
Sharon Coriel, Marcia Drive in Delran. I just wanted to also, Mr. Jenny mentioned the Trex project. And as a result of the event and me connecting with Deb Hammond that evening, I had made arrangements for Ashley Crossing, our senior community, to have a bin, and it'll be placed on Thursday for the collections. I also would like to acknowledge and commend the effort and the sacrifices that the RAC put in time and energy to effect the Delran Night Out. The sense of community that was evidenced that night made an immense and positive difference in the lives of people in this town. It was a pleasure to attend it, an immense pleasure. To see everyone having a great time. I even got some clips of Mr. Lyon dancing with his wife.
Please share them immediately.
I haven't shared it yet. It was a refreshing community spirit enveloped in a night of total enjoyment on all levels. There was a great variety of food trucks. There was plenty for the kids and adults to partake in, and mostly the engagement and exhibits that were available from our first responder and townspeople who keep us safe. I cannot extend enough praise to you, Tyler, to Colin Rafferty, and to all the RAC volunteers who made this night out possible. It was exceptionally well attended, well planned, and executed without flaw. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Colin, and thank all the volunteers who made it possible for a superb evening out and make us Delran proud.
Well said. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And we will take that video as soon as you can. We'll meet afterwards. Any other public comments? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to close the floor.
Motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Our floor is closed. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion